Welcome to the John and Heidi Show podcast.
John and Heidi.
Here's John and Heidi.
It's another Movie Star Monday. Hey, baby, how you doing?
I'm good. How are you?
Very good. I'm super excited because this is a new movie star. He's brand new as a movie star. As a matter of fact, he's going to be on the big screen next Thursday, but you might know his name. His name is Michael Jr. He is a very, very funny guy.
He is a funny guy, and he seems like such a neat guy.
Look what I happen to have right here on my desk. I have his CD, Michael Jr.'s original comedy CD remastered, kinda, it says. Funny for a reason. Super duper funny guy, and very inspirational. I've actually had a chance to see him a couple of times in person. I met him. Super nice guy. So excited for him. Next Thursday, he's got More Than Funny on the big screen. It's a special event Thursday only of next week. So we're going to talk about all the details, and I've got a link to all of the information in our show notes at johnandheidishow.com. Got so excited I almost forgot. We do a quote here too, don't we?
We do at this time.
So let's take a look at our quote for today. The quote for today is from Alexander Graham Bell. He invented the telephone, Heidi.
Oh, he did.
The achievement of one goal should be the starting point of another. I love that. Thanks for listening to the John and Heidi Show. If you have a dog, listen to this. FreshPatch.com is a subscription service that will send you a box with a fresh patch of grass for your dog to use for a few weeks. Then they send you a new fresh patch and you discard the old one. You can throw it in the trash, use it for compost, or even put it in your yard and it'll grow into the ground. FreshPatch.com has thousands of happy dog families who love this concept, especially in the colder months. Try it now for a little less. Use promo code RADIO to save 10%. That's FreshPatch.com, promo code RADIO. Today is a special day, Heidi. Do you know what today is?
What is today, John?
I thought you'd never ask. It's Monday, the October the 8th. I think I put an extra "the" in there. It's National Fluffernutter Day. Have you ever had Fluffernutter?
I don't know.
I don't know if I have either. I have to Google that and see what it is. It's also National Pierogi Day, National Online Bank Day, National Kick Butts Day. It's a day to quit smoking.
Yeah.
National Native American Day. It's also Columbus Day, and it's American Touch Tag Day.
Okay.
So you want to play some touch tag later,
No.
baby? You sure? I'll be gentle. She's my wife. I can say that. That sounded really naughty. But
It
really,
did, actually.
honestly, it wouldn't have to be. All right. This is a lot of things going on this Monday, the 8th day of October. Thanks for listening to the John and Heidi Show. Radio. It's a pretty amazing marketing tool. But like many tools, it works best when used properly. Like, let's take this weed whacker. I could use this to trim my hair. Yikes. Hope that grows back. But that's not what weed whackers are for. Tools work much better when you use them for their proper use, just like radio. If you want help making radio work better for your business, that's our business. RadioReallyWorks.com. Get better results with the money you're already spending. RadioReallyWorks.com. Time now for Is It a Golf Course or Is It a Rehab Center? My beautiful bride Heidi over here, she has troubles lately trying to guess.
You're so mean
Not
to
sure
me.
what's wrong. But I do have a PGA professional helping, and she usually does a lot better then. So Heidi, tell me, is it a golf course or is it a rehab center? It's called Heritage Oaks in Harrisonburg, Virginia.
Oh.
Hi, I'm Scott McCarran. So, Heidi, is it a golf course or a rehab center?
I'm going to say golf course.
And you are correct.
Ha!
Golf clap for Heidi, everybody. Golf clap. Is it a golf course or is it a rehab center? Brought to you by TimeForRehab.com. We're getting to the time of year where we start planning for holiday parties and other events that often include alcohol. I encourage you to have some alcohol-free options as well. And if you are drinking, be sure to have a designated driver. If you or someone you know has a problem with drugs or alcohol, there is help. TimeForRehab.com would love to connect you with someone who can be there for you or that loved one. If you feel like it's time to finally get the help you need, we're here for you. TimeForRehab.com. That's TimeForRehab.com. And this is Your Brain on Drugs, brought to you by TimeForRehab.com. Every day at this time, we talk about people who do silly things under the influence, but we want to make sure you understand addiction is no laughing matter. If you or someone you know needs help, you can learn more at TimeForRehab.com. A Florida man facing charges after deputies say he tried to outsmart a urine test. You can't outsmart those. According to a report, 36-year-old Charles Bickford showed up on probation, and he had to do his court-mandated color code urinalysis test.
Okay.
I can't even say all of that. Anyway, there's a guy that's been working with him for 7 months. He's been doing this, because this is something he's got to do all the time. Well, this time, during the test, the officer noticed that he had attached a clear plastic squirt bottle to his using a rubber band. Said it was a willful attempt to defraud the validity of the lawfully administered urine drug screening. So he didn't pass because he got caught.
Oh, gosh. That is absolutely priceless.
A for effort, maybe? Bad idea. Don't do that. That is what happens when your brain is on drugs.
John and Heidi.
Now, big screen, little screen. Emma Stone confirmed that she is going to star in Paul McCartney's next video. So,
I didn't even know he was still doing videos.
you know who Emma Stone is, at least?
I don't.
Vaguely?
Kind of. Vaguely. I am
Okay.
aware of her. Yes.
You know who Frank Sinatra is, right?
I do.
Big name, very big name. His widow is auctioning off several items that belong to the late singer. So, if you're a big Frank Sinatra fan, you might be able to, buy a hat or something. I don't know.
I am
don't
a
know what
Sinatra
stuff.
fan.
The sheet music, I think, was one of the things. Louis C.K., the comedian, performed a surprise set during a New York City nightclub, and fans got up and walked out during his set.
Oh, good Lord.
People are not too happy with him. And Cheyenne Ford, star of Teen Mom OG. What does OG stand for?
I don't know.
Anyway, she's being criticized because she's, quote, not really a teen mom. What? What? I don't get it. All right, this has been Big Screen, Little Screen. I need to just take a moment to let my brain cool off because none of that made any sense to me. You're listening to The John and Heidi Show. Radio. It's a pretty amazing marketing tool. But like many tools, it works best when used properly. Like, let's take this weed whacker. I could use this to trim my hair. Yikes. Hope that grows back. But that's not what weed whackers are for. Tools work much better when you use them for their proper use, just like radio. If you want help making radio work better for your business, that's our business. RadioReallyWorks.com. Get better results with the money you're already spending. RadioReallyWorks.com. Now your scoop of the day, brought to you by FreshPatch.com, promo code radio. An international study found that kids who play violent video games like Grand Theft Auto and Call of Duty are more likely to exhibit violent behavior.
You think?
That's a shocker.
They needed a study.
Yeah, they did.
Seriously?
Apparently. A tractor trailer full of cows overturned on a Georgia highway and caused several long delays Tuesday. It's unclear what caused the accident last Tuesday. 89 cows were immediately recovered, but 70 cows took off. They're like, oh, I'm making a break for it.
Oh.
I'm glad to hear it doesn't sound like any of the cows were harmed during the rollover, but boy, that's not good. A former New York City principal who was fired after authorities found X-rated selfies on her computer has settled with the Department of Education for $210,000. So
she had to pay them? Or they had to pay her?
I think she had to pay them. I don't know. That doesn't make a lot of sense.
Because why would they pay her?
I don't know. There's a link if you want to read the story. Guess what, Heidi? I don't really care enough. I don't care enough to read any more of that. I don't know why. I am not going to go into a story that's got X-rated right in the story. I don't want my computer. What do they call it? Cookies? It like saves things and it knows what you're looking for. Yeah. Then all of a sudden you have ads popping up that I don't want to see. So I'm not going any further. A video of Mick Jagger. He's a singer, Heidi.
I am aware.
He's in a
Thank
band.
You.
It's a little known band called the Rolling Stones. Yeah. A video of Mick Jagger dancing his face off at a party in Paris has gone viral.
Dancing his face off.
Yeah, he was just dancing. He's got moves like Jagger. I don't know if you know that.
Yeah, yeah.
He's that's who that song is about. There are actually probably some people who really didn't know that. So, there was a story online. I'm not even kidding. There was a girl who posted, I don't know who this Jagger guy is, but he's going to be really famous because of this song.
Yeah.
Because there's like a new song called, it's got a line in it, Moves Like Jagger.
It's not a new song.
Well,
this is a very old song,
It's
actually.
an old song. It's a new song compared to Mick Jagger's stuff.
Yeah.
So, in a new report. Oh, by the way,
there's a new song. Have you heard that new song? I've got the moves like Jack.
Hashtag I am old. A new report claims that Russian hackers. You okay over there? A new report.
We are so out of touch.
No, we're not out of touch. We are hip and cool and groovy. They still say groovy? No. A new report claims that Russian hackers wrote negative reviews for the Star Wars The Last Jedi. Yeah, let's blame it on that.
Yeah, it was hackers.
You know what? That's going to be the thing. Anytime something happens now, I'm going to just blame it on Russian hackers. The reason I couldn't read this story earlier in the program where I stumbled and I made some mistakes, not my fault. Russian hackers. It's exactly who it was. And one last story here. Netflix. We've heard of those guys, right?
Oh, yes.
They are going to allow, I'm actually really excited about this. They're going to allow users to choose how a story will end when they're streaming a show. Not all the shows, of course, but they're going to have a new special, like a section where you can choose with your remote, do you want this to happen or this to happen? So you can watch a movie and have different endings. That's a cool idea.
I don't think
they should
it
make
is.
books that way.
They do, and I never liked those books. I'm like, really, this is dumb, and I
always thought it
never
was cool.
finished them. I get started, and they're like, oh, pick this and this. I'm like,
Do you do
come
this or this?
on,
You're
just
like,
tell
I
me
don't
the
know.
story.
I'm going to go outside and play. Thanks for listening to the John and Heidi Show on a Monday. We're getting to the time of year where we start planning for holiday parties and other events that often include alcohol. I encourage you to have some alcohol-free options as well. And if you are drinking, be sure to have a designated driver. If you or someone you know has a problem with drugs or alcohol, there is help. TimeForRehab.com would love to connect you with someone who can be there for you or that loved one. If you feel like it's time to finally get the help you need, we're here for you. TimeForRehab.com. That's TimeForRehab.com. It's another Movie Star Monday. Our guest today is Michael Jr. Now, for those of you who are fans like me, you might be going, wait a minute, he's a comedian. Is he a movie star as well? Yeah, he was in War Room. He's been in several other things. And he's got something special coming up next week that I think is really, really cool. Next week is going to be a really big week for you, isn't it, Michael Jr.?
It is a big week. I'm excited. Really, really excited. You want to say it or you want me to say it?
No, I'll say it. Next Thursday, one night only, Michael Jr. will be on the big screen all over the country through Fathom Events with a thing called More Than Funny. And it's a one-night-only event coming up next Thursday. Now, let's talk to people about what More Than Funny means and kind of explain what that's all about.
So it'll be my stand-up comedy. Same stuff I've done on The Tonight Show, Comedy Central, all of these late-night television shows. But in addition to that, so I do comedy. I get to travel the whole world, but I had a change in mindset one day where I felt like instead of just getting jokes from people, I was supposed to give them an opportunity to laugh, which changed a lot. So now when I go from city to city, instead of just trying to get laughs, I actually look for those people who don't get opportunities to laugh. So we would stop at homeless shelters, prisons, abused children's facilities, right before the big comedy show. And I learned some amazing things from these people who were in hurting situations, and so through this tour, I stopped, heard some of their stories, and I started sharing it with my audiences that night. So, and I realized that the audiences really, really wanted to hear those things. They were very engaged with them, even though it was in accompanied the comedy show. The craziest stuff ever, like you experienced it when I was here. So what I decided to do was take those top 3 stories, those amazing people, and add them in the middle of this comedy special. So we took my camera crew out, went to homeless shelters, went in the woods and found people. So in the middle of the jokes, you hear these inspiring stories. So it's funny, but it's more than funny. And that's how we got the name.
I love that. It's a great name. Again, it's in theaters next Thursday for one night only. And let's talk about what it means for people to be more than funny.
Well, that's just it. So it's kind of a play on words, meaning the comedy special will be funny, and a lot of people will assume that means extra funny, but the more than funny is actually those amazing stories that happen in the middle and that feeling that you get at the end. When you laugh, you feel amazing, you're excited, you have a lot of joy. When you add a little something extra, it takes it to another level. And I don't know if I'm the first comedian that's happened to this, but the response that I'm getting from the audience has been pretty amazing. So I just can't wait for people to experience it. Like it's like a comedy docu. I got to make the word up first, but
well, see, that's cool. They don't even really have a word for it yet. That's awesome.
It's not even a word for it yet.
Well, I think it's going to be great. I've got a copy of your CD right here, Funny for a Reason, and I got to tell you, I've listened to this thing over and over and over, and I think it's awesome. I love the fact that you're calling this other thing More Than Funny, because it is more than funny. Not only is it very, very funny, very humorous, you can listen to it with the whole family and not have to worry about what people are going to, what the kids are going to hear. But in addition to that, it doesn't just make you smile. It kind of like makes your heart happy. And I don't know if that's the right way to say it. Maybe there's not a word for that yet either, but it is more than just funny.
I love it. We're adding to vocabulary. That's amazing.
See, expanding horizons right here. Now, one of the things you
more
talk
than radio.
exactly. One of the things that you talk about for the audience is to be the punchline. And, you know, I think we've all probably experienced something where we've been the butt of a joke. That's completely different than being the punchline. Let's explain what being the punchline is, because I think this is awesome.
First, there's a setup, and then there's a punchline. So when I have a son who was 4 years old, he says to me, "Dad, I want to be a doctor." And I was like, "Yes." And he said, "Or a dinosaur." What just happened? What happened? I was on prom. So when you hear me say I have a son who wanted to be a doctor, you're like, you get it, you understand, the audience is moving in a certain direction. But then when he said to me, "or a dinosaur," it completely changed the direction. That was the punchline. So when my son said to me, "I want to be a doctor," that's the setup. "I want to be a dinosaur" is the punchline. So there's, in every joke, every time you ever laugh, there's a setup and there's a punchline. Well, I've kind of learned that life is very, very similar. There's a setup and there's a punchline. Your setup is your talents, your resources, and your opportunities. And most of the time, we use that setup to ensure that the people around us are moving in the direction it serves. So that's the setup. But the punchline occurs when you actually use your setup for other people. So let's say you're a school teacher. So instead of just having the mindset of, "I'm a school teacher, I get paid to teach kids," your mindset, you just make a little shift. You actually help ensure that children have a better future. If you're a mechanic, you might say to yourself, "I get paid to fix cars." But a shift like this will help you say, "I actually ensure that people reach their desired destination." So you're not changing jobs. You're changing your mindset, and you're using your setup to deliver a punchline to other people. And it doesn't have anything to do with money. You can get paid or you cannot get paid. But so when I shifted from trying to get laughs from people to giving them an opportunity to laugh, it literally changed everything I do in comedy. So I actually this comedy tour or this movie that's coming out on Thursday, and it's one night only. Everybody needs to go on Thursday, because if you go on Friday, you're probably going to see an old version of Avengers or something. You're not going to see More Than Funny. Anyway, so one night only, but you want to go there, and we're going to be explaining clearly through jokes. Now, this thing is 97% hilarity. That's a real word, right? Yeah. But we got 3% in there that we actually want to deposit into people to help them do more than just what they were normally doing. So everyone has a setup. Everyone has a punchline to deliver, and we're going to be explaining that in the film through these amazing stories. One of the stories, I get on an ATV with this guy in Fort Worth, Texas, and he goes into the woods and finds homeless people and takes them water and cover and food and takes care of them. So I'm on his ATV with them in the woods with these homeless people, and we go there to bring them joy and bring them some jokes in the woods. Like, it's crazy. And then we cut right back, and I'm on stage in front of 4,000 people doing jokes. Like, it's crazy, yeah. So it is. It's one night only. It's October the 18th. People can actually get tickets right now. So it's coming up this Thursday. So you really, really want to get tickets now because it's one night only, it could actually sell out.
And the good news is we're going to make it really easy to find the information. We'll throw all of that on our page to make it simple and easy to find. Michael Jr., thank you so much for taking the time to visit. It's a pleasure to talk to you, and I've seen you do your stand-up several times. A hilarious guy, people. If you haven't seen him, trust me, hilarious guy. But he's not just funny, he's more than funny. And thank you for being that.
You're awesome, man. Thanks a lot. I'll see you guys at the movies. What kind? I can't really see you.
That's not how it works, but we'll see you. Again,
all right.
Michael
Cool.
Jr.,
Thanks,
and he is more than funny, and he is going to be on the big screen next Thursday. If you'd like all the details and like to find out where you can get tickets, all of that in the show notes for today at johnandheidishow.com. Thanks for listening to another Movie Star Monday.
John and Heidi.
If you want to grow your business, you can add more customers or sell more stuff to your current customers or a combination of both. There's no other way to grow your business. Just those two. Add more customers or sell more stuff to your current customers. And if you already have a relationship with your customers and you have their email address, you can reach out to them with special offers to easily grow your sales, and you'll make your customers even happier. Let the experts at Constant Contact help. Get a free trial now. Text Radio Trial to number 22828. That's Radio Trial, all one word, to number 22828.
Fun fact for you, Heidi.
What's that, John?
Ancient Greeks came up with the idea of Cyclops after they found a fossil of a mammoth, and they had no idea what it was. So the whole Cyclops thing was really not a person, but it was a mammoth. They're like, what is this? It looks like it had one giant eye. No, that wasn't. That's like the trunk from the mammoth, I think. I don't know. Anyway.
I was going to say, how do they confuse a cyclops for a mammoth?
Well, they clearly they had no idea what they were doing. They
Science.
Were the ancient,
that's why you should always believe
they were the
science.
Ancient Greeks. No, they actually knew quite a bit. Thanks for listening to the John and Heidi Show. If you have a dog, listen to this. FreshPatch.com is a subscription service that will send you a box with a fresh patch of grass for your dog to use for a few weeks. Then they send you a new fresh patch and you discard the old one. You can throw it in the trash, use it for compost, or even put it in your yard and it'll grow into the ground. FreshPatch.com has thousands of happy dog families who love this concept, especially in the colder months. Try it now for a little less. Use promo code RADIO to save 10%. That's FreshPatch.com, promo code RADIO. Time now for the grandiloquent word of the day, quanked. Quanked. Q-U-A-N-K-E-D. Quanked. I think that's kind of a fun word to say. You say it once.
Quanked.
Quanked. What do you think quanked means?
I think it means to turn something in Boston.
No, that's cranked. And they quanked the... No, that I see you're trying to throw in the Boston accent. I quanked it. No, good try, Heidi. Quanked is an this is what it is. It's an adjective. Overpowered by fatigued. I am quanked. To have the strength reduced or exhausted as by labor or exertion from fatigue or sleepiness. Becoming sleepy would be quanked. Every once in a while, at the end of the day, I'm quite quanked. And I'm going to start using that word because I like that one.
I don't like
This is
that
only the second grandiloquent word that I'm putting into my regular vocabulary. Yeah, it's the third one. Flubbery is kind of like fake news. It's just a bunch of flubbery. I've used that one. And groked.
Yes, you use groked
I groke
a
Heidi
lot.
all the time. She'll order fries and I won't. I'll just groke her. I'll look at her fries. I'm like, you gonna...
Can I have some of those?
You gonna eat any of those fries over there? That's groked. But quanked is today's grandiloquent word. We're getting to the time of year where we start planning for holiday parties and other events that often include alcohol. I encourage you to have some alcohol-free options as well. And if you are drinking, be sure to have a designated driver. If you or someone you know has a problem with drugs or alcohol, there is help. TimeForRehab.com would love to connect you with someone who can be there for you or that loved one. If you feel like it's time to finally get the help you need, we're here for you. TimeForRehab.com. That's TimeForRehab.com. Now some weird news for you on a Monday. Kansas McDonald's worker has been charged with 1 count of aggravated battery of a law enforcement officer for putting cleaner in a deputy's drink. It's a bad idea. 22-year-old Trevor Hockaday was charged Wednesday by Allen County Police for putting peroxide-based cleaner, usually to clean the counter, in a drink of a deputy who happened to be in the store. Deputies picked up food from McDonald's drive-thru. Hockaday was working. Officials say a short time after drinking the beverage, he experienced flu-like symptoms. Wow. The county sheriff said he thought he had caught a bug. We found out 2 weeks later that an employee came forward and told the police department what he had done. He came forward and added, 4 little squirts of the cleaner into the police officer's beverage. Wow. Is what he did. Bad idea. It's a good thing the guy only got ill and didn't die. I mean,
I wonder why he came forward. I mean,
I don't know.
It doesn't sound
maybe
like
somebody
they
else.
Knew.
Maybe somebody else was going to rat him out because they're like, "You do it, or I'm telling." I bet he's a former employee. Wow. I think it even said that in the story. Sad news there. We've got your moment of duh coming up.
John and Heidi.
Now your moment of duh. Well, dining Saturday at a Florida cafe, Pedre Jorge thought it would be funny to send her boyfriend a text falsely claiming that, quote, people were robbing the restaurant. What the 22-year-old didn't realize is when she sent this little prank, her boyfriend dialed 911 and reported an armed robbery in progress at this bakery. Well, that's when this little Haitian cooking bakery, people were just sitting around eating. After getting the 911, police raced to the restaurant, running red lights and blaring sirens with their weapons drawn. They subsequently entered the business and discovered no crime in progress. What they did find was this young lady who explained, I just texted my boyfriend. It was a prank that people were robbing the restaurant. Well, she created a dangerous environment that could result in harm to police and members of the public system. She was arrested for misuse of the 911 system. So she didn't even dial 911. She
just sent a text.
Was
to her.
goofing, and somebody else did. So bad idea.
Yeah, you don't say things like that.
No, you don't do that. That's just a terrible idea. It's today's moment of duh.
If you want to grow your business, you can add more customers or sell more stuff to your current customers or a combination of both. There's no other way to grow your business. Just those two. Add more customers or sell more stuff to your current customers. And if you already have a relationship with your customers and you have their email address, you can reach out to them with special offers to easily grow your sales, and you'll make your customers even happier. Let the experts at Constant Contact help. Get a free trial now. Text Radio Trial to number 22828. That's Radio Trial, all one word, to number 22828.
John and Heidi.
Time now for Fake News or Florida. This is where I read a story to Heidi, and she has to tell me if this is fake news or something that was made up by me or maybe even one of you, just to trick her. You ready, Heidi?
I am ready.
All right, you tell me. Fake news or Florida? A Sebastian, Florida man was arrested after he reported a murder by bringing a skull to a grocery store and using it as a hand puppet. Fake news or Florida?
I'm going to say Florida.
Sadly, that really, truly... We shouldn't laugh because that's really sad. That's somebody's family. But what a weird... I mean, on the scale of making stuff up to trick Heidi and things that really happen in the great state of Florida, that was like a 10.
Oh, my God.
Like, nobody would really do that, right? Well, wait, they did? I actually have a link to the story for those of you who want to read all about it. It is such a bizarre story. I mean, that is just weird. That's why we call it Fake News or Florida.
John and Heidi.
This portion of the John and Heidi Show is brought to you by the John and Heidi Show. That sounds kind of funny, but it's true. Go to your local radio station and ask them to start carrying the John and Heidi Show. Here's the best part. They can carry the show for free. They play a couple commercials, but it doesn't cost them anything every month. So if you know a radio station that could use a little bit of help, send them our way. Send them to johnandheidishow.com. Again, johnandheidishow.com. We would love to do a radio program in your community. Then you could listen to the podcast and listen to us on the radio.
John and Heidi.
We always like to wrap things up around here with good news, and I think this is good news. This is really kind of a cool story. It comes your way courtesy of Odiva. That's the monthly subscription service just for the ladies. All of the details at radiosavings.com. Now, there are some people out there that don't like all the transportation driving around, polluting the air. What if I told you there's one that's cleaning the air as they drive around?
Okay.
A London bus cleans the air, sucking in pollution as it travels through the city.
Cool.
Yeah. It doesn't just take you where you need to go. It also cleans the air you breathe. It's called the Go Ahead Group. And it's one of the largest bus and rail operators in England. They just launched a bus that sucks in pollution as it travels. The Blue Star prototype is the first bus in the UK that can clean city air as it drives. It's fitted with an air filter that collects ultrafine pollution particles and spews out purified air in the front of the vehicle. The filter works with 99.5% efficiency. It said, we wanted this pilot to show that buses should be looked at not just as a solution to congestion in cities, but also as a solution to the air quality problem. So it says, as the bus moves, the ultrafine particles from the air travel along the route. It helps solve the air quality problem for the city as well. So
Why do they not just fit every vehicle with those
well,
as well?
they probably could. This is the first. So it's not like
That's
they're saying,
amazing.
You know, this is the only. It's just the first.
Yeah,
So
that's
they're-
amazing. I love it.
Yeah,
I mean,
I think
all
that's
cars everywhere should be fitted with
Yeah.
these.
Everybody, everywhere should be doing that.
Yeah.
I don't know. The way you said that reminded me of Back to the Future. Everybody, everywhere will say Clint Eastwood is a coward. So I'm not sure what about that. Just made me think of that. This is what happens when you have ADD and a very understanding wife who, you know, lets you just fly off subject all the time. If you'd like to read this story about the bus, nothing about the, you know, everybody everywhere, but if you'd like to read the bus story, I do have a link to that in the show notes at johnandheidishow.com. Time to say goodbye, Heidi.
Goodbye, Heidi.
Goodbye, everybody. Have a great day. Thanks for listening on a Monday.